I reckon this is one of those cars we're going to look back at in, 10, 15 years and just think, what? There was a small hatchback on sale, four-wheel drive turbo with 245 kilowatts without electric assistance as well. It's nuts when you think about it. Like, the actual foundations of this is like a mutant rally car from the 80s or something. And it goes like one too. Under the bonnet you've got a 2-litre turbo petrol 4-cylinder engine, 245 kilowatts, 420 newton meters of torque. Huge amount of grunt for a small little hatchback like this. Then you've got a fast shifting 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. From point to point, this is definitely one of the fastest cars you can buy this side of 100 grand, because it's just got all-wheel drive grip, so it doesn't matter what the conditions are like. And you've got that fast shifting gearbox. It's just punching from corner to corner, very agile handling, excellent brakes and suspension as well. It's just a rally car for the road basically, with refinement, leather seats, power everything, even a sunroof. This is the updated Mark 8.5 Golf R. Mainly the difference is a boost in power from 235 to 245 kilowatts, and then this new touchscreen setup. It is a bit nicer than the previous setup. I might just slow down for a second so we can talk about it. It's a bit nicer than the previous setup. It's got these physical controls, if that's what you want to call them, down here for the temperature and the volume, so they're always there. That's great. And you've got this little main menu button or selection cluster down here, so you can easily just jump to climate, assistance features and so on. But then you've also got some of that up here as well, so you can just jump to the assistance setup just there, turn the lane keep assist off and all of that. You can even turn the engine stop start off right there on the top of the touchscreen. So that is great to have that, and you can pull down the screen as well, and you've got other shortcuts that you can configure, so you can put your own widget there or whatever you want to put there to make it easier or quicker to access. Aside from that, this is the Golf R that we know and love. Excellent practicality inside, although these seats in the front are a bit chunkier than the standard Golf seats, so it does take up a little bit of room, and even the perception of room, particularly for the rear seat passengers. But overall, it's quite a practical little hatchback. Decent boot space as well. You got over 370 litres, which is pretty good for this class. Not class leading, but pretty good considering it has a differential under there to cater for the all-wheel drive system. This is all about the driving though, in my opinion, and I don't mean just thrashing it. You can take this out to dinner in the evening and it's a quiet and reserved kind of hot hatchback. It's not a really loud look at me style of package. But then when you're out in the mountains like this, it is just such a superb setup, well-balanced machine. You've got a number of different drive modes, including a comfort mode, and it's actually pretty relaxed and comfortable. You've got two different settings for the transmission, and a manual mode as well. So in D, it's very conventional, drives like a normal hatchback. You do have a dual clutch automatic, so there's a little bit of a delay there going from reverse to drive and all that sort of thing, but it is fine-tuned a lot better than the previous DSG setup, so now it won't roll back as much and it's just a bit more refined on hills. The transmission calibration isn't too focused on economy either, like it won't just immediately jump up to the higher gears. It actually kicks down with only a mild push of the accelerator. You don't have to push it all the way down to the floor. So in this mode you could use this as a daily driver, no problem at all. Even the sport mode, it's not too aggressive, it just brings in a lower gear a bit sooner, so just then it downshifted coming into that corner, but you can still flick it over to the D mode for the transmission, which relaxes that setting down. It's yeah, very versatile package overall. I mean, it doesn't have the complete versatility of something like a i30N hatchback where you can fiddle around with the differentials and all that sort of thing, exhaust modes and all that sort of stuff. This does have a bimodal style of exhaust. So you do have a bit louder when you go into the sport and the race mode. You've got a number of race modes as well. You've got a drift mode, which tries to, or forces power to go to the outside rear wheel to help push the back end around. And you've also got a Nürburgring mode, which is probably my favorite mode. It's set up for the Nürburgring, obviously, and the Nürburgring has bumps, very weird corners and so on. like you'd get on a country road like this. And also you've got a individual mode as well, so you can mix and match all the different areas to suit your style. So now in manual mode, or the manual plus mode, it does actually hold to red line. Unlike previous setups of Volkswagen where it would upshift automatically. And that's good. It means when you're on the track or even on a road like this, you'll come into a corner and it might be just that perfect timing for an automatic upshift to happen, and then you're hitting the paddle twice to go back to where you started. Whereas this, you can just leave it and it won't upshift. It'll, even if it doesn't hit the red line, it'll just keep the revs high. There's also an interesting function for the transmission. So say you're flying down the main straight of a racetrack and you're in 4th or 5th, you just hold the paddle down, the downshift paddle, and it will blip the throttle and shift down to the lowest gear possible for the speed. So you're hard on the brakes, going whatever, 170 or something like that, hard on the brakes and the speed is dropping down quite rapidly. You can just hold the downshift paddle and it will keep going down gears when it's available, kind of thing, if that makes sense. And that way when you let go of the paddle, you can start to turn and you know you're in the lowest gear possible, ready to punch it out of the corner. Excellent grip around the corner. That's with stability control completely off. It just, grips up and goes. There's no hesitation or nervousness at all. Excellent four-wheel drive system. It's not understeery either. Like, you can feel the back end being pushed around while the front end sort of pulls you in line, all simultaneously, of course. It's very fast reacting all-wheel drive setup. Down this tight, twisty section, downhill, off camber slightly, hardly any understeer at all. On the power, it's just gripped up, catapulted me away from the corner. Yeah, extremely quick machine for what it is. It's a got to be one of the most agile but also sure-footed packages out there. Like, anybody could get in this and enjoy a nice winding road, or take it to the track and actually perform pretty quick lap times with amateur level skill. Yeah, what a machine. The ride quality is really good, even in this Nürburgring mode, or especially in this Nürburgring mode actually, when you're doing sporty performance driving, because it still provides some give with the suspension travel, but it can take the impacts without shattering your bones or your backbone as you're going around. Around this tight left-hander, full throttle, huge G-force, just swinging me around like a carousel. Seriously quick package, but also a bit unassuming, subtle. Look at that, that's huge G-force going around there, bounce off the rev limiter. Absolute beast of a car. It doesn't sound like there's too much fake noise coming through to the cabin, if any at all. Like, you've got this really aggressive 2-litre turbo engine sound from behind the wheel, and a bit of a bassy pop from the exhaust, but yeah, it doesn't seem like there's much artificial noise, if any at all. I'll have to double check that. What a sensational machine. I think, yeah, we're going to look back at this in the future and be like, what? They sold a all-wheel drive turbo with that much power in a little refined conventional hatchback. It's a very cool recipe. Prices start from around $70,000, so it is quite expensive, but you are getting, premium levels of detail in here. Nice leather seats, they really hug you in as well. And then you've got heated seats, cooled seats as well. Lots of different functionality from the touchscreen. A nice Harman Kardon sound system. And yeah, all of the sort of refinement that you'd expect from a regular Golf. All right, let's head off now and do the performance test and see what it goes like.